So I was saying in the last video that I was going to see Tyson in Medellin, just to put that into context. In the same way that I saw Seth in Cusco and Machu Picchu, and that was just random. He was in South America at that time, and he messaged me. Tyson Villeneuve, who's one of my brother's friends, one of my friends as well, I guess, was in South America in Colombia, and he was going to be there when I was passing through, so we decided to meet up. He was in Medellin. So leaving Tolua, heading to Medellin, things were pretty good at first, like pretty good highways or whatever. But except for a couple of things, because there was a lot of construction on the route. So there's a lot of times where you just had to stop and wait for them to give you the sign that your side of the highway could go through. This is one of those spots here, kind of in the jungle. And leaving Tolua, it's still like fairly flat there. But then you start working up to Medellin, which is a higher elevation. Medellin is not like Andes, like Peru mode, but it's about 5,000 feet, 5,500 feet, something like that. And it's in a big valley, so the edges of the valley are actually much higher. So the driving was okay, but then as I got to get to the lip of the valley before descending into Medellin, I got to be like sort of closer to nighttime and all these switchbacks that you have to go up. And the problem with the switchbacks, as usual, is like when it's night and there's trucks in front of you that are going really slow, you can't pass because there's no second lane on your side of the road that you can pass safely. So you have to watch for another car's car. It's ridiculously slow. So it got to be nighttime, and I'm like, you know, these windy roads to Medellin, and fortunately Tyson was on the south side of Medellin, Sabaneta, so I didn't have to go through the entire city. Still tough to find him, but I got to the area he was at, got the car parked in the apartment building he was in. He's in an Airbnb, and showered up, and we went out for dinner. And then he knew that there was going to be a party sort of on the, I don't know the north side, but one of the sides of the valley of Medellin, like there was going to be a party with some dudes from Vancouver. So we tried to get a taxi, and the taxi guy was like, I can't take you there, it's out of my jurisdiction, but then he did, and it was super slow. And finally we were just like, hey, let us out here, because it was going to cost too much. So we got it, and we walked up, and it was like so steep, like paved road, obviously super nice neighborhood, like Beverly Hills style, but really, really steep climb. And we get to this place, and sure enough, it's a bunch of like older Vancouver guys, and sort of with their like trophy girlfriends or whatever. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was sort of yeah, not my main theme. But I was drunk, so it was like not that awkward or anything like that. Then we got out of there, and I think we got another taxi back to back to his Airbnb or something like that. And then in the morning, I have a view from his Airbnb. So yeah, I've been to Medellin before, not Sabaneta, not that section, but I've been to Medellin before on the way down. And then from there, I need to kind of keep working towards Cartagena. So the next place was Caucasia, and I'd been in Caucasia before. And in this one, you're then coming from Medellin, which is kind of up, heading down into like jungle mode at a lower elevation again. So by the time you get to Caucasia, it's pretty much like not sea level, but like jungly. And it was really easy to find the hotel because it was like a one strip town. The hotel was out right on the main strip. So I got there a little bit late, and there was no place to get food. I think it might have been a Sunday night or something like that. There was like no place to get, yeah, it was a Sunday night. There was no place to get food. So I had to order food, and it was like so disgusting, like these hamburgers, like it was like the meat wasn't even like cooked, that I was like, dude, did you just like kill your stomach again? But fortunately I didn't, so that was great. So yeah, to bed, and then in the morning just like going to the grocery store or whatever, and then on my way to Cartagena. And yeah, so in Cartagena, I got there, and the hotel I chose was like right on the ocean in Marbella, which is a pretty nice part of town. It was a fairly cheap hotel. But I chose that hotel because it was like 1 block away from the company I needed to talk to for shipping the car. And I was like, I screwed up in Lima. I do not want to screw up in Cartagena. Like, I want to get this done here. And I don't want to be delayed or anything like that. So I went to the office that week and talked to those guys, got all the paperwork sorted out, everything like that. It was going to be like another 5 or 6 days or a week or something before the car shipped. I think I was in Cartagena for like 11 days or 12 days. So anyway, so I talked to them, got all the paperwork done, and then pretty much just like hit the beach. There's like a beach, Boca Grande, which I remember being at when I had stayed in Cartagena before, when I had first come down. I was in Cartagena for 3 days or 2 or 3 days when I first came down, because it was after that ferry that existed at that time that you could cross the Darien Gap with. So yeah, but so it's bring back memories, Cartagena. And Cartagena is really weird too, because like when I was in Argentina, I would get these like memories of this place, and I was like, where was that place? Like, where was that place? And I realized when I got back to Cartagena, it was like this main strip in Cartagena. Like that was this thing I was remembering. I had these like sort of like, not flashbacks, but it was like this thing I couldn't place, but it was a spacey zone. So yeah. Anyway, Boca Grande Beach was super cool, and Cartagena is an awesome historic district, so I was there as well, and also like doing the paperwork for the car. Then the weekend came, and I went on a date with this girl, and it was cool like to meet up with her, but it was weird. Like in Latin America, not many girls who aren't married have their own place or whatever, right? And the way the hotels work in like Latin America, other than Sao Paulo where they didn't seem to care, you cannot bring someone back to your hotel unless it's like a really fancy, expensive hotel. Not that I was aiming for this girl or anything like that, but like so just something to note about. Other than Brazil and Argentina, it's like very difficult. Like people don't have their own places. They stay with family or whatever if they're not married. Anyway, so we ended up. She wanted me to go back out to her family's house, so I went up like 10K outside the city into like a totally different zone, and with her, and just like chilling with her and her parents. And it was like so weird. Like I was like, what's going on? But anyway, and also the Spanish in Cartagena was very difficult for me. It's like a Caribbean Spanish kind of thing. I was tough for me. They use different sort of structures or different verbs, so yeah, it was difficult. Anyway, came back to the city and then switched hotels to a hotel that was nearer to Canapote, kind of more in the hood, for a cheaper price. And yeah, so I went there and I emptied my car out because the next day I had to take my car. This was back to Monday now. I had to take my car to the place to get it cleaned before I deposited my car in the port with the shipping company. So I got the car cleaned. I had taken all my stuff out of my car at this house that because the second hotel was a house, the family's house who had a room. So it was like room and board essentially, $10 a night, super cheap. So I took all my stuff out of my car, put it in their house, and they took the car to get cleaned, and then took the car to the port. So the car's in the port, everything's good, paperwork looks good, everything's good. I buy my plane ticket. I'm just hoping that like the ship is on time to take the car to North America, because that's always like not a sure thing, and because they can be delayed or whatever, right? And if it's delayed, then I would have to miss my flight, and I didn't want to do that. So anyway, so that week was just again like to the beach. I went to Castillo Grande this time, just kind of wandered around. I like Cartagena a lot. Super sunny, super humid, no rain while I was there. It was great. Yeah, the historic center is rad too. So anyway, so then finally had to do the police check with the car. So in the port, the police inspect it, everything's cool, and then you just wait. And so like it all worked out for me. I was able to get on my flight, super cheap flight, one of those cheapo airlines where my baggage was actually more than my my plane ticket, and got out there on time and everything like that. And the ship sailed on time, everything was perfect, so it was great. The only thing with the baggage was I couldn't take everything with me, obviously, because I had a car full of stuff, and I could only bring like 4 bags or whatever. So I left a lot of my stuff with that family in that like Airbnb, not Airbnb, but that like sort of like house hotel. The second one I was at, I left a lot of stuff with them, including like an old laptop, and all this stuff. So they were like super thankful, like awesome, like. But I mean the price was so cheap to stay that it kind of balanced out anyway. And I couldn't bring that stuff home. So anyway, Cartagena was great, and it definitely delivered for me where Lima couldn't. And it was just as sunny and actually hotter, and there was a beach that I could swim in all the time. So Cartagena was ruling. I definitely liked it.